Okay, so imagine this. You're making like $80,000 a month, right? Running an online business.
Wow.
But the best part,
Okay.
it's delivered, fully built, ready to go like in 24 hours.
What?
That's what this website is claiming. Crazy, right? A PLR franchise.
I bet you're wondering what PLR even is.
Yeah, most people are probably like, huh.
It stands for private label rights. So basically, you're buying the rights to a digital product.
Like what kind of digital product, though?
Could be an ebook, a course, even
Wow.
software, and you get to rebrand it, sell it as your own.
So it's like you get to skip the whole like create a product part.
Exactly. It's a great way to jumpstart your online business,
Yeah.
if you don't want to start from scratch.
But I'm guessing there's got to be a catch, right? Like nothing's that
And
easy.
he's definitely the biggest one,
Ah,
probably
well,
market
yeah.
saturation.
Meaning,
If you and 100 other people buy the same PLR product and try to sell it, it's going to be hard to stand out.
so it gets kind of crowded.
Yeah, and then it's harder to make sales. And then there's the quality issue. Not all PLR products are created equal.
True, true.
Some could be outdated or just badly written.
We're just not very engaging.
Yeah, so you got to be careful you end up with a product that, like, nobody wants.
Okay, so back to the specific PLR franchise thing.
Mhm.
What are they actually claiming here?
Basically, they're saying you can get an exact replica of their successful website,
Okay.
already loaded with all their products, one-time fee, $657.
And I'm assuming they say you'll be rolling in cash just like their top earner.
Oh, yeah, they say their top franchisee makes $80,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
They talk a lot about the freedom, too. Like,
Yeah.
be your own boss, work from anywhere, set your own hours.
It definitely plays into that dream a lot of people have. Ditch the 9 to 5 and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's be real for a second.
Mhm.
Is $80,000 a month realistic?
Yeah.
Especially starting out in a market that could be super saturated.
Right, right.
Research shows that most people making money from content online, they make way less than that in their first year.
Huh.
Way less, like think more like $5,000 a month.
Okay, so that income claim is a little sus. What else should we be looking at here?
They have a testimonials section on their website.
Of course they do. How many?
6 total, all 5 stars. Some even mention specific details.
Oh,
Like how fast the website was delivered or how good the training is. But when you really read them,
yeah.
it's all very general praise,
Right.
And a few of them, they sound like they were written by the same person.
Ooh, that's not good.
Makes you wonder how real they are.
Definitely.
Testimonials can be convincing, but you really got to think about who's saying this. What are the details? And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Okay, so what about this Rick Landry guy? He's all over the website.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the mastermind behind this whole thing.
Right, like he creates the websites, does the training, the mentoring, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can't find any information about him anywhere else.
Really?
No LinkedIn, no social media, no articles, no interviews.
That is shady.
It's almost like he doesn't exist outside of their website, which is a little concerning,
Yeah, that makes their whole pitch way less believable.
especially with how they phrase it, like when they say, escape the 9 to 5 guaranteed.
Ugh, it's giving major sales pitch vibes.
Definitely, they're trying to create a sense of urgency. They want you to buy without thinking it through.
Ugh, it's so manipulative.
Yeah, it's a classic tactic.
Okay, so it looks like this whole PLR franchise thing is not what it seems.
Yeah, we're starting to see some cracks in the facade.
So what's next?
Let's take a closer look at the reality of running an online business. Even with PLR, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
I'm ready to separate the hype from reality. Let's do it.
So this PLR franchise, yeah, not looking so good. But let's zoom out for a sec. Talk about online business in general.
Yeah, there's got to be legit ways to make money online.
Oh, tons. But there are definitely some traps out there.
I mean, I get it. It's easy to get sucked in by all the hype.
Totally. It's like everyone's getting rich online except you.
Exactly. So frustrating.
But that's kind of the point of these scams. They play on what we want, what we're insecure about.
Like wanting financial freedom or being your own boss?
Exactly. Those are powerful motivators. But scammers, they twist those desires.
They offer the easy way out.
Yeah, and it tricks our brains into making bad decisions.
Okay, so what kind of tricks are we talking about here?
Well, one is confirmation bias. We tend to believe things that already fit our worldview, even if it's not true.
Oh, yeah, like if we think making money online is easy, we're more likely to fall for a scam that says it is.
Exactly. And then there's loss aversion. We hate losing way more than we like winning.
Meaning?
Scammers use that. They create urgency, make you feel like you'll miss out if you don't buy now.
That explains all the limited time offers and the countdown timers.
Yep, they want you to act on emotion, not logic.
So we need to like recognize those tricks and not let our feelings control us.
Exactly. And remember, real success online is like any business. It takes work, effort. You got to be willing to learn.
No such thing as easy money, huh?
Not really. To build a real online business, you need a plan, you need to put in the time, and sometimes you even got to invest some money up front.
Okay, so what can people do to avoid these scams, to make smart decisions online?
First thing, be skeptical. Don't just believe everything you see online, especially those fancy ads.
Don't take anything at face value.
Right, and ask questions. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
What about research? Is that important?
Oh, super important. Before you spend any time or money on anything, research the company. Google them. Look for reviews on different websites. Check their social media.
And be wary of websites that only have good reviews, right?
Yep, could be fake. Look for balanced opinions, good and bad.
And if you can't find any information on them, that's a huge red flag.
Huge. Legitimate businesses, they're happy to share information about themselves.
So it's all about being skeptical, doing your research, and using common sense.
Exactly. And trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Better safe than sorry.
This has been super helpful. Thanks for breaking all that down.
No problem. I hope people feel more confident about navigating the online world now.
Yeah, me too. But there's another part of this whole PLR thing we haven't talked about yet, the ethics of it all.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. You're buying the rights, but are you really being original? Are you being authentic? It's a tough question.
Okay, so we've talked about this PLR franchise offer and all the things to watch out for with online businesses, but there's this whole other side to PLR we need to talk about, the ethics of it all.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. You buy the rights to use it, but it makes you wonder, is it really original?
Right, like is it authentic? So is it wrong to use PLR?
It's not that simple. It depends on how you use it.
How so?
Let's say someone buys an ebook, they change the title and put their name on it and sell it as their own work.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Right. It's basically stealing. It's plagiarism.
And it's not fair to the person who actually wrote it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what if someone takes PLR content, changes it a lot, adds their own experiences and stuff, and then sells it?
That's a little less clear.
Right. It's more complicated. Some people think it's okay if the final product is different enough from the original.
But even then, it feels a little iffy, like you're building your business on someone else's work.
Yeah, it raises questions about where the expertise is really coming from.
And if everyone's just reusing the same stuff, what's the point of creating anything new?
It's a good question. It's something we all need to think about as making content gets easier and easier.
So how do we figure out what's right and wrong here? Where's the line?
I think being honest is super important. If you're using PLR, just say so. Tell people where the content came from and how you've changed it.
Don't pretend it's all your own.
Right. And focus on adding your own style, your own knowledge. Don't just repeat what's already there.
Make it your own thing.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it comes down to doing the right thing.
Being honest with yourself and your audience. Okay, so let's think about this even bigger. How does PLR affect the whole future of content creation?
Well, as technology keeps making it easier to make and share content, we'll probably see more and more PLR.
Which could mean the internet gets flooded with the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, and that makes it harder for creators to make a living.
If everyone's selling the same ebooks and courses, how do you stand out?
It's a tough one. And it's something creators really need to think about. It's not just about making content, it's about making content that's good, that's different, that connects with people.
Content that solves problems, shares new ideas, tells a good story.
Exactly. That's where human creativity comes in.
Because even with all the AI stuff, people still want something made by a real person.
For sure. They want that personal touch that you just can't get from a machine.
So while PLR has its uses, it shouldn't replace originality and creativity.
Absolutely.
Well, we've talked about a lot today. We've learned how PLR works, looked at this specific offer, talked about how scams trick our brains, and even explored the ethics of it all. It's been a really interesting deep dive.
It has. And I think it shows how important it is to be careful online, to be critical, and ask questions, especially with how fast things are changing.
For sure, we got to be aware of the risks, do our research, and make smart choices.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up, what's the one thing you want listeners to remember?
The internet has so much potential, but it also has its dangers. The key is to be excited about it, but also be skeptical. Do your research, trust your gut, and never stop learning.
Great advice. And don't forget, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into PLR. We hope you learned something new. Until next time, stay curious and stay